Hello, this brief introduction explains you how to remove accounts from the Teams app. Why to remove them? Because having multiple accounts in the Teams app is a really unstable thing, and especially Microsoft caches not only the account credentials, but caches also the location of the account, which Azure tenant or AD tenant this comes from. And this whole thing of caching accounts is basically the worst thing that Microsoft could ever have invented on the Teams app. Again, this video is for people that have Teams running successfully in the browser and do understand the difference between the invitation into other organizations and other organizations' account. So the new Teams app basically promised to handle both, and I show you how this breaks. So the way it breaks, it's very simple. So here I have my main account where I'm invited to other organizations as well. And I have an account of one of my clients called EN, so on. So this client account has, and the whole company of thousands of people has been already enabled the new Teams app, realized, and then I onboarded it. It all worked fine for 2 weeks or so. Then the client decided, oh shit, this is so faulty, this app, that they rolled back the whole organization to the classic Teams app. And until now, my Teams app, as a service provider, as a company working for this client, is totally broken, unusable, and I even can't get rid of this account anymore. So I show you how this looks like and how to fix it. It kind of looks okay, and then the account loads and all current version freshly installed, and then suddenly nothing happens, Teams crashes. So as a matter of fact, Teams does cache also tenants and background of the credentials. So if you have, for example, even a single account, and the single account has been moved from one tenant to another tenant, and here now comes the correct error. This Teams needs to have Teams Classic. I don't have Teams Classic installed, so I want to log out, and I only want to log in. Now Teams is restarting. I want to only log in into the other account. But if that other account, for example, has some interference with the first account, ideally the new Teams loads all accounts, then even this account is not stable anymore, and you have Teams crashing in the middle of calls, so unbelievable low quality. So the only way to fix this is to get really out of these accounts and create them freshly. So how to get rid of these multiple accounts? When you have these multiple accounts crashing your Teams, you might start hating the admin of the one account or the admin of the client account that you're working on. You probably should hate Microsoft for doing such a thing. Unfortunately, Microsoft does not provide any removal tools for this account. They even recommend on the help desk to totally reinstall macOS. So what a joke. So let's figure out where this information is actually stored. So you go to Finder and see a couple of things. So first, people recommended that you go to your home, go to your home, go to folder, type library, and then there are many places where Microsoft stores information. Microsoft Teams stores information in application support, in caches, in containers, in group containers, and you can remove that with the absence of an official removal tool. You can remove all those folders related to Microsoft. You can even buy commercial removal tools. Nothing helps. If you reinstall Teams, the cached accounts with the faulty pointer to old credentials or to old invalid tenants or to invalid single sign-on credentials do remain. So how to get rid of them and where are they stored? Actually, no, I searched a lot the internet and nobody really realized where they are. That's why I created this video. So they're actually in the keychain. So here's the keychains, and in keychains you have a login keychain. So the keychains application is in your applications in utilities. Here you have the keychain application. And if you start it, it will ask, are you dealing with passwords only or want to have the full keychain application? I want to have the full keychain application. And here you will find a couple of Teams related keychains. So some is double, even this is faulty. And you basically can delete all of them. And if you are lucky, your accounts are gone. In most cases, your accounts are not gone because these information in keychain is just pointing to tenant-specific locations of these logins. And if this is faulty or outdated, your logins immediately come back and Teams is still broken even after removal, after reinstall, everything. So how to do the total reset of the login in a way that you really get rid of these Teams accounts here. So first thing is you quit Teams, and then you stay in the keychain, and you could basically brutally remove all login keychains of this macOS user account. But hold on for a second. This is a pretty dangerous thing because this macOS user account will forget everything, all passwords stored in your browser and so on. So that's why you should do some backup, right? So first of all, you could just say, I take a copy of this keychain DB. Say, let's do a duplicate, Command D, or move the duplicate over here. So then you've got a copy. The second thing is you might do a time machine of the whole thing. And the third thing to back up, to be really on the safe side, you just go to your macOS settings. In the macOS settings, you go to passwords, because actually the passwords from the login keychain are the most important ones and those that you're going to miss. So in a real macOS account, you might have here hundreds of passwords stored from Safari, stored from Chrome. Depending on how you set up password management in Chrome, there could be hundreds. I have only one as an example. So you can easily store them, export them, export all passwords and get them out. And I drop them on the desktop again. You need to have your local password of the macOS account. And then you actually see a password file of the real passwords with clear unencrypted credentials. Obviously, this is just a demo. And so this is a very high security risk. Make sure that you remove this file as soon as possible in the bin, and also empty the trash bin to make sure that nothing is remaining. So now we have a couple of backups. We have a backup of the keychain, a file. We have a export of the passwords, and now we could brutally reset the full login keychains. So this resets everything inside this Mac user account. So let's do this, and it will even reset everything except the macOS user account password, because this is stored system-wide. But it will even reset the Apple ID that this account is bound to. So now you see already a first error coming up because a keychain isn't working anymore after the reset. And you basically need to either restart the machine or log out and log in. So let's log out and get back to this account in a second. Getting back into the account, your macOS user password did not change. And what you expect now is that, first of all, the macOS settings will pop up at some point and say, I have no Apple ID anymore bound to this account. If it does not pop up, you can start the system setting. It says the Apple ID is lost. This is correct because it was also in the login keychain. So get to the Apple ID, log in with your Apple ID again. Log in to the Apple ID again. The Apple ID is a managed Apple ID, so it will just go to our single sign-on of Apple IDs, which is actually a Google ID, derived from a single sign-on from the Google ID again. Log in, get over to the two-factor challenge. Maybe I picked the right challenge here. Let's do this. So the macOS account with its Apple ID is running again. So let's see how Teams looks like. So getting to Teams, and here you see that Teams is actually fully resetted, and that no accounts are cached, no faulty accounts or outdated credentials or outdated tenant pointers or outdated pointers to single sign-on methods are there. So this is really a brand new install now. It has not been reinstalled, it has not been installed, just the accounts have been deleted. Now make up your mind which accounts you want to add. If you deal with many different clients and want to collaborate with them, the strong recommendation is that you only add that account of your company, in our case, the AtlanticVentures.com account, and get the other Teams channels based on invitations into organizations that this account trusts to. If you're mainly working with a single client, you could say you add only this account of the single client if the single client provides you a full Office subscription as well. If you add multiple accounts and Teams misbehaves, now you know how to reset it. So finally, last but not least, you need to restore your passwords that are also lost. So if you go to settings passwords, there is nothing in there because we fully restored the login keychain. So now you can get the easiest way to say import passwords. Yep, choose a file, and that file is exactly that export that you did previously, this one. And for demo purposes, I had only this one account in there. If you had hundreds of those, they will appear here again. You might wait with the deletion of the file. You might wait until everything is fine. Say not now. Everything looks fine. From now on, your Chrome or your Safari will show all the cached credentials for all the websites and accounts that you use. It will work again. If everything is fine, don't forget to move this file to trash, because that's a huge security hole. And enjoy using Teams, although it's a super faulty application that we just use on Mac because our clients use it. Thanks for watching.